Rockeyez would like to welcome Jonny Hetherington, Art of Dying. Hey, man, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, Brian, thanks for having me on, man.
No problem. Long time no talk, and but we're back again. Then congratulations, Nevermore, coming out in September. I listened to the disc this morning. I was really excited. There's no weak songs. There's 6 of them. I noticed that, at least myself, listening to the songs, they start off melodic, but really elevated and kind of give me chills, and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for people to hear it,
Cool, man. Yeah, we're excited. It's really it's been something we've been working on for a while, very quietly, with a good friend of ours, producer Mark Holman. And we've kind of been doing this lately, where we just go away secretly and work on records and don't tell anyone.
Right. Cool.
So it's fun to finally drop it and get it out. It drops next Friday on September 2nd, but I think you can go on iTunes and pre-order it for, I think, like $2.99 right now.
Yeah,
cool.
I saw that. Yeah, that's pretty cheap. That's good. Great for the fans,
Totally. That's what we're all about, is trying to get the music out in any way we can. And, so we thought we'd give everyone a break and just say, hey, here's pretty much, here's 6 songs for less than a cup of coffee.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Torn Down is actually the song, the video off the disc and stuff like that. Why'd you decide to pick that one?
Yeah, man, we just love that song. We kind of always wait until we have the mixes and masters in our hands before we pick, what we want to lead out with.
Right.
I think there's lots of parts in Torn Down. Really feels like we've circled back to our roots a little bit, back to 2011, Vices and Virtues era a little bit, and I think that's kind of the message that we wanted to portray with the first single. So, we just love it. And it just kind of, it's a real, the message of the song, it's a fist in the air, it's like standing up for yourself kind of thing. So we're really excited to have that, those lyrics and that message out there too.
Cool. Why'd you decide on 6 songs?
We just wanted to get something out in time for our tour,
right.
And that's kind of, we were under time constraints. If we didn't have this tour starting next week, we may have stayed in the studio longer and made it a full length.
Right.
But it's funny because with 11/7 in 2015, we put out 6 songs when we went on tour with Apocalyptica, or actually I think it was 5, mm-hmm. And then we released a full length later in the year, and that kind of originally we were a little confused by that with working with the label, but now looking back, it's kind of like it's more of a great move for the fans just to say, hey, we're going on tour. Do you want to hear new music? Do you want to see us play new music and be familiar with it when you get to the show? And that's what we're all about.
Right. I mean, when for myself again, when a new album comes out and a band like basically don't play none of the new songs that you do like, I know you got to stick to some of the old stuff. It's a little disappointing. Like I'd love to hear Torn Down, live and stuff like that at a show. And once again, I congratulate you on this disc and stuff. But I see you headlining the tour starts in a couple of days, right?
Yeah, man, we're going to be playing Torn Down live for the first time in 2 days.
Wow.
So we're looking forward to it, too. We've never played it together, so it's going to be fun. The first show, we're really, really looking forward to this tour because, like you said, we're headlining, so it's our tour. We can embellish. We can take our time. We can do songs, from way back in the self-titled record album. We can do stuff from just our favorite songs from all the albums now. And I think just as a band that's been growing for 8 or 10 years, it's cool now to have a bunch of records out and be able to pick and choose. When we came out of the gates in 2011, we felt like, oh man, what are we going to play? We only have, we only have like eight songs to choose from, and that's pretty much our set list. But but now we've got a little more under our belts, and making Rise Up and now Nevermore gives us a lot more material to choose from. So it's going to be a fun tour, man.
Definitely. I don't see no New York, New Jersey dates on there yet.
I know, man. I'm disappointed, actually. We wanted to do the Northeast, and it just didn't come together with the agent we're working with. So we're a little bit, we have to kind of go where our agent routes the tour. So it starts in Baltimore, unfortunately, just a little south of you guys, and then heads even more south and then west over to LA and back up to Colorado, and I think we end up in Michigan. But we'll be coming back. This is not by any means our last tour this year or 2017, so we'll be back for sure. Cool.
You have any rituals before you go on stage?
Yeah, they've changed a lot,
Right.
Back when I had long hair, I used to just kind of wash my hair with Jack Daniels right before we went on, which is, I think that got caught on our video for Raining.
Wow.
If you go check it out, there's like a bottle of Jack, and that was a fun show. And actually on our Apocalyptica tour last year, I really got into just like a half an hour of like quiet yoga before shows.
That's cool.
Just to kind of, get centered. And that tour was really challenging, playing the songs off of Rise Up. They were just insanely challenging for me vocally.
Right. So
I had to just kind of find a new place to come from. So this tour will probably start a new ritual,
Cool.
It's kind of, we kind of leave it open to each tour.
Yeah, I mean, I must be out of touch because when I watched the video and other videos, I go, man, that ain't the dude I talked to. He got long black hair or dark hair, and I see like your whole morphed into something else. And why the change?
I've been that way my whole life, man. Just I get bored, and every couple of years, I like to just go sideways, and do something different.
Definitely, I like it. It's definitely cool.
Yeah, well, a year from now, you probably won't recognize me again. So, who knows, right? It's fun. It's just like making records. We enjoy it. It's fun to kind of change up what you're doing musically. Rise Up was the heaviest record we ever made. Nevermore, I think, like you were saying off the top, might be the most melodic and harmonic record we've ever made. So it's fun to change it up, and who knows, we'll probably put something out in 2017 that'll be totally different, and it's fun to do that.
Cool. Like I was watching some videos this morning of you doing interviews and stuff. You definitely ooze like positive thoughts and stuff like that. How do you keep a level head, in the music business?
Yeah, I blame my parents, to be honest.
Cool.
They've always instilled a real hopefulness in my upbringing and just in my the way I act in my life, and they're the same way. And so I kind of don't let things get me down. I try to apply that to the music business and life itself, and take when times are tough, take it one day at a time and just try and find a light at the end of the tunnel, kind of thing.
Right.
And all the guys in the band, that's kind of our philosophy, man. You're like, just the whole idea that the art of dying is all of our lives to live while we're here, and that time is precious. So enjoy yourself while you're here. Do something that you feel is important. It's not like living like you think you're going to die tomorrow.
Right.
But it's living like that's a possibility,
Right. That's funny because one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, do you believe life after death?
That's probably a whole other conversation. Because I can talk about that. I was on a flight, like a 5-hour flight from New York to Vancouver.
Right.
And I stood in the back galley, talking to another person on the flight, the whole flight, about all of this stuff, and I even get back down to the simplicity of the word belief.
Right.
And that's where I start these days, is as I'm really trying to look at the word belief and what that means, and why we as human beings have beliefs, and where does hopefulness and belief as a crutch, where do they meet? Where do those things meet? So yeah, I think let's schedule another hour call and we'll get into the afterlife.
Okay. No, even sometimes I'm driving, I'm listening to music on the way to work, and like thing pops in my head saying, why am I here? I guess it's freaky or something. I don't know. I just is there a purpose for me? You have a purpose. You're making people happy, So that got to be a fantastic job. I mean, yeah, when you put on that CD in your car player, I mean, you might get a ticket for like speeding or something, but it definitely brings enjoyment to people,
Yeah, I was just, on our page today. It's called the Diehards, and that's kind of where a lot of our super fans hang out.
Right.
And it's on Facebook, just a group, open group, so anyone can sign up and become a diehard and just get in the community. And you're right, man. It makes me feel really, really good to have that many people coming together. And just it's almost become a support system for each other, So, through our music, people have met and now are friends, and now when they're going through rough times, they support each other and reach out to each other. And just the other day, a girl was saying she wanted to come to one of the shows on this tour, but she doesn't know anyone. And then a bunch of diehards got in there and said, "Well, we're going, and you can be our friend." And
oh man, that's great. Yeah, that's definitely great.
It really does feel like we're part of a bigger community and part of a bigger, positive vibe. And that's not to say that a lot of our music isn't about really crappy, really shitty stuff, too.
Right.
It's like everyone has good days, everyone has bad days, and I think the more that you feel less alone in all of that, the better.
Right. How about like after a show, you got, could be 200 people waiting by your bus, waiting for an autograph. What goes through your mind? I have to do this, or I'm enjoying it, or what?
That's one of our favorite parts is meeting everyone and getting the stories, from each person, if they have one,
right.
how these songs have affected their life. And, the story that comes up the most, and I just feel so fortunate to have that story come up, is just people that often say they're still alive because of the songs, and that, that they were in a real dark place, and song like Get Through This or Die Trying got them through a really dark night. So that's pretty cool, man. Like nothing in the world like that feeling, to know that maybe someone wouldn't still be alive had you not written that song.
Right.
So
definitely.
So yeah, when there's 200 people waiting at the bus, we try to meet every last one, because I think everyone's got their own story, and that's why they're there, right? And that's why we're there. Yeah. We're not just there to play and then run away. We're there to play and then hear the stories and make that connection.
Right. Can you name like 3 recordings that really made an impact on you? Not yours, but I mean,
Yeah. Totally, man. Pearl Jam 10 was a huge record for me.
Right.
Alice in Chains, Dirt was a huge record for me. That era, just
right.
all these bands came out with music that just ripped open my rib cage and got inside my body, and my heart.
Uh-huh.
And Soundgarden, Super Unknown, same era. All the Stone Temple Pilot records from those years were really, really artful, and the musicianship's just insane. Robert DeLeo's bass playing, just him alone. I'm just like, I love listening to that. Trying to pick out the bass in Stone Temple Pilots and just listen to it. It's just such a joy,
Right.
And I actually really got off the other day hearing that new Metallica track on Facebook.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Yeah, because man, that got me going. Reminded me of house parties in 1992 and hearing Enter Sandman, growing
Right.
up. And so all those records really still some of the best records that I've ever heard.
Right. Okay, let's get into the hot sauce,
Got to get into the hot sauce, man. Got to.
You do research, you find all kinds of stuff. I mean, looks interesting. Tell me a little bit about it.
Totally, man. Well, for those that don't know, I have a company called Jonny Hetherington Essentials, and it's basically my passion for hot sauce. Put it out earlier this year, 3 flavors, really cool habanero flavors, peach, pineapple, and the weirdest one, beet habanero, which I think is the world's first beet habanero sauce. So
Yeah,
it's I've had fun in being creative. I've had a culinary background and love to cook, and I put myself through high school, even working at a catering business, and just always had that in me. And I'd say maybe about 5 years ago, my brother introduced me to habaneros, and I'd never tasted one, and just blew my mind. I just fell in love,
Right.
And I started looking for habanero sauces, and I found a bunch, but they all had junk in them.
Right.
There was preservatives and additives and things I didn't want to eat, and cancer was in my family at that time, and so we all started looking at labels more and just reading, making sure we were kind of eating better food. So so I just started making my own, man, just out of all natural, fresh ingredients, and it caught fire. People, no pun intended, people started hearing about it, liking it, and I finally had a break from tour last year and launched the whole company just through Kickstarter. We raised a bunch of money to make our first batch, and that was a success. So we just kept going, and here we are now in 60 stores in Western Canada, and all the Whole Foods and all these crazy shopping grocery stores, and it's just kind of snowballed. So I'm going to be, unfortunately, on this tour, I'm going to be doing a little hot sauce business in the mornings and music at night. So it's kind of, I guess I'm moonlighting.
Right, yeah.
It'll be fun, though.
Yeah, I guess you have to have some artistic background too, because the dishes, when I went to your site, they look like they're art, how good they look and stuff like that, and it makes you hungry, So
totally, man. It's hard not to eat all that before you take the photo, right?
Right, yeah.
It's hard to, yeah, it's hard, but that's been a whole real fun adventure too, just seeing all these great foods on Instagram and online, and just it's really become a cool foodie community out there. People posting amazing photos of what they like to eat, and that just helps me discover new recipes and stuff. So check it out. All your listeners can go to JonnyHetheringtonEssentials.com and check it out, or our Instagram is JH Essentials. So hit it up.
Okay, Johnny, man, it was great talking to you. Nevermore, September 2nd, a new release by Art of Dying. Congratulations, and I wish you the best. Hopefully you come towards the east so I can get to see you live again. So you have anything to the fans to say?
That's it, man. We're so excited to get this new music out. We're definitely wearing this album on our hearts and sleeves, and can't wait for everyone to get it September 2nd and see those comments roll in about what tracks are hitting people what way, and that's just the best for us, to see the music hit the ears and hit the heart. So can't wait.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian, man.
Talk to you again
soon. I promise you we'll come to the Northeast. Got it.
Great. Thank you.
Cheers, man. Bye.
Bye-bye.